We are more than halfway through 2024, and that hits hard because I feel old, seriously. But that doesn't really affect your weight in your life. Like, get on with the review, man. Yeah, I hear you. Just saying. The point is, though, what does affect your life is a good laptop. And I've had the privilege of reviewing a ton of different laptops throughout 2024, so much so that I feel pretty comfortable making a best general productivity laptop list for Windows machines. Now, keep in mind, this list is not comprehensive because it's physically impossible for me to review every single laptop out there in the market. There's just far too many. However, I've had the chance to review some pretty good ones and make a pretty narrow list. Now, always do your own research. However, guides like this can help you set a foundation of what you might need in a good laptop across various, I'd say, pricing budgets or segments. Now, without any more delays, let's get into it. Some quick caveats to keep in mind. Firstly, we're only covering general productivity laptops that primarily released in 2024 at the very end of 2023 and have current gen hardware at the time of this video. We're also not going to be covering any Apple products because I hate Apple. No, I'm joking. It's simply because MacBook products compete in their own category, and I don't think it makes sense to put them in this list. And finally, I'm only going to talk about laptops that I have personally reviewed or tested on this channel, so there will be full reviews for all of these machines. I'll leave a link in the video description below for you to check out. Let's get started. Starting with the best productivity laptop in the budget segment, undoubtedly Lenovo's IdeaPad 3 series. Firstly, it's available in both Intel and AMD configurations. It's got a chunky but ultimately professional design that looks great in both professional and casual environments alike. That can't always be said about budget laptops in general. You also get decent I/O port diversity with USB-A, HDMI, and Type-C configurations. You also have a decent trackpad and a fantastic keyboard that often ends up outclassing a lot of expensive laptops that often have finicky keyboards. You also get decent performance thanks to the latest Intel and AMD specs, so everything from general productivity like web surfing to programming and coding and even up to full HD video editing are all viable use cases with this laptop. It's been a great experience based on our test, and I also appreciate the fact that this laptop frequently goes on sale up to 30 to 40% off its normal retail price. The only thing to watch out here for is its poor screen colors with a 45% NTSC rating. I wouldn't recommend this for creative workflows, but for everyone else, it's a great budget productivity machine. Moving on to the best mid-range productivity segment, our hearts were stolen by HP's Pavilion Plus 14 laptop. Thanks to its semi-premium design, a top metallic exterior, combined with the liberty of choosing between a 14 or 16-inch form factor and having the opportunity to choose between Intel's Core Ultra or AMD's Ryzen processors, they give you a lot of spec options in general. You also get great I/O port diversity, including HDMI 2.1 standard, Thunderbolt 4 on Intel models, and USB-A selections as well. Additionally, you've got one of the best keyboards you're going to get in the mid-range segment. It's very tactile and super comfortable to type on. The laptop comes standard with a Quad HD Plus display, but you can opt for a more expensive 2.8K OLED panel, which is super fluid and amazing to look at. It also has great performance all around. For example, everything from general productivity to programming and coding, as well as even full HD video editing was a total breeze with our Core 5 Ultra model. We also found that you can do some casual gaming with games like Fortnite running at a healthy 60 plus FPS with medium settings, despite having an integrated Intel Arc processor, or GPU shall I say, and also you have much better thermals compared to previous generations and decent battery life, ranging it up to 9 hours of runtime, which isn't too shabby for an x86 processor. Generally speaking, we think this is a great laptop, and also it frequently goes on sale as well, so make sure you check HP's official website. In the premium general productivity segment, we had a bit of a hard time since there's actually plenty of great options, but ultimately we settled for the Asus Zenbook 14 OLED. Firstly, it's got a very slim, sleek, and low-profile design that's fully premium thanks to a complete metallic exterior, putting most other premium laptops to shame when we compare its design elements. Additionally, it comes with powerful Intel Core Ultra configurations, and you get decent I/O selection for such a small laptop, including HDMI as well as Thunderbolt 4 configurations. You also have a high-quality glass trackpad with a built-in digital number pad, which is super cool, and a high-quality keyboard with great tactility and amazing key travel. Also, you'll appreciate the fact that it comes standard with a 3K OLED 120Hz display with touch captivity and a 100% DCI-P3 color gamut coverage, making it great for creative workflows as well. It also has significantly improved thermals, good battery life, all the way up to 11 hours on a single charge, not too shabby, and its performance is also great. We found everything from general productivity like web surfing, doing programming, coding, and even up to 4K video editing was viable with this machine. You can even get away with casual gaming. Similar to the HP Pavilion Plus 14, you can get up to 60 frames per second thanks to Intel's integrated graphics with games like Fortnite. In the ultra premium productivity segment, the HP Spectre X360 was our go-to choice. Firstly, it has a crisp, clean design. It looks super premium and absolutely stunning to just view, honestly. It also has a very slim profile. However, it has 2-in-1 functionality, so it can basically turn into a tablet despite its slim form factor. You also have the opportunity to get it in both a 14 or 16-inch configuration with multiple Intel configurations, and also the ability to get discrete GPU settings all the way up to a RTX 4050 if you so wish. And the result, of course, is that you get great performance, whether it's word crunching, web surfing, 3D level studio animations, code compilation, or even if it's 4K video editing on programs like DaVinci Resolve, you get great performance. And if you opt to get the discrete RTX 4050, you can run a lot of high-end games at some pretty decent settings with great frame rates as well. You get a standard 2.8K 120Hz OLED panel display with touch captivity, obviously, and HDR certification. You also get almost up to 12 hours of battery runtime, which is really good for an x86 processor, and a 9 megapixel camera that honestly looks super crisp and clear, puts most other laptops to absolute shame. The biggest downfall with this laptop, admittedly though, is its lackluster I/O port selection. You get 2 Type-C Thunderbolt 4 ports and a USB-A port, and that's it. Also, it's a very expensive laptop. It doesn't go on sale frequently, so if your budget's a little bit more tight, you're obviously going to want to steer clear. But other than that, this is a great ultra premium / flagship level laptop. The best CoPilot Plus PC in the general productivity segment we reviewed was the Asus Vivobook S OLED 15. It has a very modern and unique design that really makes it stand out with a semi-premium finish, and it really is a laptop that tries to look as best as it can. Additionally, you get some pretty good port diversity, including HDMI 2.1, USB 4, as well as a SD card reader and even a USB-A slot. You also have a pretty good trackpad and a full RGB keyboard, which is exceptionally rare with most productivity laptops and usually reserved for gaming laptops. You also get a standard 3K 120Hz OLED screen here with HDR certification, as well as a 100% DCI-P3 color rating, making it visually stunning. You also get Qualcomm Snapdragon X Elite processor, which means you get CoPilot Plus and some phenomenal efficiency, including up to 14.5 hours of runtime on a single charge, great thermals that make this laptop run super cool, and also you get great general productivity performance that can last all day long. The one big flaw with this machine and a lot of Qualcomm based laptops, I guess, right now, is that performance with heavy-duty activity is often 30 to 40% less when compared to similarly spec'd Intel and AMD processors. This is not because they're bad, it's just that this is a Gen 1 product, and Snapdragon X Elite chipsets do have certain limitations that will get better over time. But other than that, if you're looking for an all-day general productivity laptop with a great display, the Asus Vivobook S OLED is one of our personal favorites. And now for my personal favorite laptop in 2024 for general productivity. This one doesn't really compete with any of the others. It's just a laptop that I enjoyed the most using as a daily driver, and that goes to the Lenovo Slim 7, also known as the Yoga Slim 7 in certain regions. The reason this laptop is so special is that it has the same form factor and design as Lenovo's Yoga series of laptops, but it doesn't have the 2-in-1 functionality, something that I don't like having on most of my laptops, and it's nice to have that option. Additionally, you can spec this with AMD or Intel variants depending on where you are in the world, though the name slightly changes, and you get cool ports like Thunderbolt 4, HDMI 2.1, and USB-A ports as well, despite such a slim body. And you'll also appreciate you have a pretty nice trackpad over here that's tactile, but the keyboard is the highlight. It is the best keyboard I've reviewed on any laptop in 2024. It feels so nice to type on and is a phenomenal experience. Now, the thing here here is that you do get a full HD plus display over here. It is OLED, so it has great colors, but the resolution might be a little bit on the lower side, but on a 14-inch display, that's not going to be a huge factor, and you do get touch captivity with a 100% DCI-P3 color rating. Performance is phenomenal. Out of all the laptops I've reviewed so far, this one was optimized from the get-go. It was great with general productivity, it was great with programming, it was great with 3D Studio animations, and it absolutely nailed 4K video editing with multiple layers. Even though I added color grading, there were minor frame drops, but it did pretty well for what it is. And yes, you can even get away with some casual gaming despite having Intel's integrated ARC graphics, with again games like Fortnite hitting a comfortable 60 FPS with medium settings. You also have decent battery life with all the way up to 10 hours of runtime on a single charge, and really good thermals compared to previous generations. The only downside with this laptop is that it has a 60Hz display, which for a lot of people is a deal breaker, and the full HD resolution might also be a potential deal breaker. Then why is this laptop on this list, and why do I like it so much? It's got some of the most competitive pricing I've seen. I've seen this laptop go as much as 40% off its retail value. It technically competes in the upper mid-range segment, so you're getting a yoga-like laptop in the mid-range segment pricing, which makes it a phenomenal bargain as long as you're okay compromising with that 60Hz refresh rate. I honestly think this is one of the best value laptops you can get right now, and from a creative perspective, it's again a great deal. This is again my personal subjective opinion. A lot of people might disagree and say this is not a great laptop for various reasons, but I think it really is after using it as a daily driver. I'd definitely love to hear your thoughts on this one. Well, that's a wrap for my best general productivity laptop for Windows in 2024 list. This guide is not comprehensive. Again, there are lots of laptops that I haven't reviewed yet that might actually make it onto this list in a future video. If you have some suggestions, let me know, and if you disagree, I'd also like to know in the comments section as well. After all, that's the best part about being a tech reviewer. You get to hear other people's opinions. Nonetheless, if you enjoyed this video or if you think it's helpful for you in your laptop shopping guide, then please consider subscribing to the channel, liking this video. It genuinely helps me grow and keeps me motivated to provide more content just like this. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.